Hello everyone again, this is Personal Success and Fulfillment Coach Brian Henninger coming back to you with the third video in our 5-part series of the most limiting factors to your success. This video is going to be on probably one of the hardest limiting factors for people that are running into obstacles, accomplishing something they're setting out to accomplish. And that's basically lack of support. Alright, so lack of support from your friends and family. And what does that really mean? You know, that means whoever is around you in your life, your inner circle. It might be one person, it might be 0 people, it might be 1,000 people. If those people aren't supporting you in the goals you're trying to accomplish, it can really kind of halt your progress and stop it altogether a lot of times for many different people. So there's a couple things I'm going to go over in this video, just little ideas of conversations you can have with people and ways to accurately convey your passions and the reason that you're setting out to attain whatever you're setting out to get, so that people are more likely to support you and more likely to be positive towards you and kind of welcome you and welcome your passion, your vision with open arms rather than closed arms. Alright, so the first thing, number one, before you can get anyone else to believe in anything that you're doing, is you have to believe it yourself. Alright, so some people calling it faking it till you make it, some people calling it being just super confident. A lot of times it can come off as cocky. Cocky is never a good thing, but confidence is always good, no matter what goal or personal success fulfillment thing that you're trying to achieve, whether it be starting your business, breaking up with someone that you're in a bad relationship with, going out and getting the girl or guy of your dreams, or just generally living a more fulfilled life. You have to be confident in what's inside here first. Alright, for anyone else to be able to accept what you're doing and be able to receive you in a positive way and give you support. It's just like a relationship, guys and girls. You can't be emotionally available and able to give someone what they need if you're not already alright yourself. Alright, because if someone who's emotionally needy and not totally fulfilled and confident inside before meeting someone else, that person will turn into an emotional and needy partner, and the relationship is doomed from the start. So think of whatever goal you're setting out to achieve just like a relationship. Before you can get into a relationship, or before you can accomplish anything, you have to be alright from the inside out. So step one for doing that is self-validation. Alright? So you need to sit down and you need to think about all the things that you've already accomplished in your life, all the hardships you've gone through, however big or small they may be, and really take a moment, take a couple minutes, and just, realize all the things that you've accomplished in your life. And give yourself credit for that. A lot of times people have a problem, even the ultra successful people have a problem with stopping and smelling the roses. Stopping and taking a look around and taking a picture of where they are and say, I might not be where I want to be yet. I might not even be in that good of a place, but I've really accomplished a lot and I need to be thankful for that, and I need to be grateful for that. It's the number one thing. So come from a place of gratitude first, okay? That's going to validate you from the inside out, and that's going to make you realize that you are worth it as a person and you can accomplish anything you set out to accomplish. And going back to those first 2 videos in this series about setting those action steps every day and having a lack of a clear-cut goal, once you have those things squared away, then when you get to this step, when you're trying to get support from your friends and family, having that validation inside is going to allow you to get that support. Alright? Now another thing you can do is start talking about it with people. A lot of times when people have a goal and they feel like they're not getting support from their family and friends, a lot of times it's because they're just not talking about it enough. Or maybe they're talking about it too much, but let's go into the situation where you're not talking about it enough, alright? A lot of times when you have a goal that's very personal to you, something you really want to accomplish in your life, you're almost your biggest enemy because you stop yourself from talking about it before you even get a chance to let people know what you're doing. A lot of times we have a fear of failure, and oftentimes we have a fear of success too. So it's not so much that we're afraid of what'll happen if we try and fail, but a lot of times it's what'll happen if we try and succeed, how our life would change drastically, both for the better and for the worse. And one of the constant things in life, I'm going off a little bit on a tangent here, but one of the most constant things about life day to day as we live it is change. Alright, and it kind of, it's almost like an oxymoron. one of the most constant things is change, but that's really true. Every day we're different than we were the day before, and every day we go to bed different than we're going to be when we wake up, both biologically, physiologically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So you need to understand that and come to terms with it, accept it, that life is always changing and you can't stay the same, and it's how you deal with those changes and how you adapt yourself that allows you to be successful ongoing in your life. All right, so definitely take that into account and understand that everything changes, and you need to be okay with talking about what you're trying to accomplish, because you never know where help will show up for you. All right, so take those two things into account when you're trying to get support from your friends and family. Is, you have to be validated yourself first, be confident in what you're doing, all right? And then when you go to your friends and family and you're trying to get their support, you're trying to, whether you're making a life change, losing weight, whether you're considering quitting your job, whether you're considering leaving the person you're with, anything like that, you need to go to those people with the confidence that deep down inside you know what you're doing is right, all right? And be open to what they're going to say too, but take it with a grain of salt, because everyone will tell you what's wrong with your plan from the outside looking in. So you need to know in your heart that what you're doing, what you're going after, is what is truly best for you and what you need to do in your life to be successful. Alright, another thing that can come into play here when you're kind of getting a lack of support from your friends and family or those around you is you might be talking about it too much. You might be bragging a little bit. You don't want to do that, alright? So you want to come off as confident, but you never want to come off as cocky, because that puts people off to you, and a lot of times it's not so much that people are putting down what you're doing, it's that people are getting your confidence and kind of picking up on that, and they have something that they're insecure about themselves, and they're reflecting it back onto you. Alright, so 99% of the time, if someone's not giving you the support you want, or someone's talking bad about what you're trying to accomplish or do, it's not because what you're doing is wrong. It's actually because what they're doing is not good enough, and they might realize it in themselves and not have that confidence in themselves at the moment. So you got to kind of just take what people say with a grain of salt and know deep down inside that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Alright, so the last part of this, the last part of lacking support for people and how to deal with it, alright? A lot of times, and I'm going to use some colorful language here, but a lot of times people in their day-to-day lives and the decisions they make and the steps they take to live a better life, a lot of times we care, or we give a little too much of a fuck what everyone thinks. Alright? Now, I'm not saying that it means that you should just go out and do whatever you want regardless of the law or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we let people's opinions and emotions outside of ourselves dictate where our life goes. Alright? So that could be anything from someone taking a job because their parents thought it was the right job to take. Alright? Or going to a certain school and majoring in something because someone else told them it was the right thing. You need to make decisions for yourself in your life. And that includes not giving too much of a fuck what everyone else thinks. Alright? Because you will never be able to please anyone. Never. Ever in your life. So don't even try. Alright? And all I know from where I'm sitting right now and what I've experienced in my life and what I'm trying to give to other people is that we're basically on a roller coaster during our life. Alright? And we get one ride. Alright? And I'm not even going to get into religion or anything that comes after you die. All we know for sure right now is that we have this moment. Alright? So in this moment, if you're letting someone else dictate the decisions you're making and actions you're taking in your life, someone else's opinions dictating what job you take, what school you go to, whether you go to school or not, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee or want to own your own business, you can't let anyone else's opinions affect what you do. Alright? Unless they're valid opinions and you understand them in yourself, that maybe that's a critical point that they're making about your path, and maybe you should kind of re-navigate it a little bit to avoid some obstacles. If someone trying to help you, that's fine. But if someone's not being constructive to you and someone's giving you unconstructive criticism and telling you that what you're doing is crap and you aren't going to be successful in whatever endeavor you're pursuing, you just have to say, I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to do this for me regardless. Because at the end of the day, do you want to be sitting on your deathbed or laying on your deathbed years from now saying, man, I just wish I could go back and do that thing that I wanted to do. I mean, how would my life have been if I had made a different decision? Alright? So life is about not living with regrets. So make sure that at the end of the day, regardless of how confident you feel inside, how much you're talking about what you're doing with other people and trying to get them involved and support you, and how you're dealing with the people that aren't supporting you, deep down inside, you've got to remember that you can't give too much of a fuck about what everyone else thinks, because you will never please anyone, please everyone. You'll please some people, but not everyone, regardless of who you are. And you know that. That's true. You got to make sure that you're doing what's right for number one first, alright? And then the people you love around you, you got to make sure you're doing what's right for them, and then your community after that. But everyone else, all the naysayers, all the haters, all the people putting you down, you can't listen to them, because they're hating on you because you are a reflection of what they are not. Alright, and that's someone who's successful, that's someone who's driven, and then someone who's fulfilled in their life. So my biggest hope for you taking away from this video is just remembering to validate yourself at the start of anything you're doing, okay? Be validated inside so that you don't have to seek that validation from anyone else. It should come from within you, and it's a hard thing to start. If you're having trouble with it, just try to remember to be grateful for the things you've already accomplished, and take those first two videos in the series into account about setting those steps and goals and meeting those goals and giving yourself respect and gratitude back for making those achievements as you go along, and just stay focused the entire time and don't let anyone deter you from the path you're on. Alright? So hope you guys got something out of that video. Stay tuned. Part 4 is coming very soon. It's another one of the biggest limiting factors to someone's success. And you know, at the end of this 5-part series, I'm going to do a little video to just sum everything up. Alright, and just give you a couple more tips that, just off the top of my head, that I think help a lot of people with, you know, getting started in whatever path they're going down. And I just wish everyone the best. I hope you guys get something out of these videos. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Please like the Facebook page. I appreciate all of the support, of course. And once again, Brian Henninger coming to you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace.